All right, so to start our class today about the new IDX sites, the first thing we'll want to do is obviously log into our Command account. All right, so the new IDX sites are through Command. All right, these are the sites that actually replaced the Playster sites recently on October 22nd. All right, unless obviously you extended with the Playster Agent Core package. All right, now in this case, in order to access Command, we'll go to agent.kw.com like you typically will. All right, and then we're going to put inside our username and our password on here. All right, so nothing too crazy by any means. All right, so we'll put inside our username and password just to sign in right away. Now, as of today, as of November 6th, all right, this is the only way to access Command. This is the only way to really get into the IDX sites. All right, now obviously you can go through Command through My KW in the Technology tab, but it'll take you literally over to agent.kw.com. All right, so let's go and access the back end of our account. All right, so once we do that, it's going to take us directly over to our KW Command dashboard. All right, so this is where we can access everything from Command, whether it's our contacts, our campaigns, our database, obviously. Well, I said contacts, so I'll have it on there. Our reports, designs, all the different fun stuff on here. All right, so the only thing we're going to focus on today, though, is actually this little website option over here that'll say Sites. Now, before we actually click on that, we need to do something else first. All right, so since this is setting up the IDX sites, kind of the 101 section of it, all right, we definitely want to make sure that our marketing profile is set up first before we even access the sites, all right, because that's going to help to populate all of our information. All right, so if you haven't set up the profile quite yet, we're going to talk about that real quick. All right, let's click on our name up here at the top right, or it might have your headshot as well. All right, and then we're going to click on, oh, come on, there we go. All right, now we're going to click on Settings, approximately that third option down on here. All right, so let's click on our name at the top right up here, and then select Settings. Now, this is where you can actually find the back-end settings of your KW Command account, all right, and more importantly, you can actually find your marketing profile. All right, that marketing profile under the KW Connect platform on here, I'm going to click on this in a second. All right, that's going to allow that information to auto-populate over to your Command site. All right, so the information that will display your name, all right, your headshot, we're going to have our email, phone number, our bio. All right, that's all going to auto-populate for us to help out. All right, so with that being said on here, let's go and click on the settings section. Here we go. All right, now when we click on settings, it's immediately going to take us to the apps integration section of the Command settings. All right, but let's go and click on Connect settings over here on the left-hand side and select Marketing Profile. All right, so I'm going to go and click on that because it slightly highlights it. You can kind of see it if you're staring at it. It's a little like light bluish tint. All right, so we're going to click on Connect Settings on the left-hand side and then Marketing Profile. All right, now once again, this is where we can actually update some of our information that'll auto-populate over on that website. All right, so on the right-hand side, we can see the Marketing Profile will help you create marketing content easier and faster. All right, and the last thing on there, all right, oh, it doesn't say it on here, but it'll say it whenever we save it. All right, this can be updated at any time. All right, so anything that you have on here, you can change anytime you want to. Nothing is set in stone. All right, now first thing first, you're going to see this over on the right-hand side. This is relatively new. It just launched about 2 weeks ago when the site's launched. All right, it's going to say, use my information to brand my agent site. Now, if you already have your marketing profile set up, you can go ahead and click on this button over here on the right-hand side to make sure that it is green and enabled. All right, if it's green and enabled, that means that your personal information is going to start to display over on that marketing website for you. All right, if it is not green on here, all right, so if it's not green in this case, all right, so someone just said, well, I cannot see what you're talking about. All right, try this real quick. Try refreshing the page. All right, that may pop it back up for you. All right, so if it's not green on here and it comes up, the little gray option, all right, then you can just click on this, or I guess it's kind of a white option. All right, and then that'll automatically change it out for you. It'll give you the compliance reminder information on here. All right, but once you click on Acknowledge and Continue, it'll update. Now, if you haven't set up the marketing profile quite yet, though, all right, then we'll need to set that up first. All right, so this is where you can actually go through and add inside your headshot. All right, so this is the headshot that will actually display over on your site. All right, so it is required in order to actually save everything on here. All right, and they typically want the headshot to be about a square at the end of the day. All right, so with that being said on here, it says the recommended size is about 360 by 360, but as long as you have a square headshot, all right, then that'll automatically crop to fit inside this circle properly. All right, and then you can even add inside your team logo on here too. All right, so if you want to add inside a team logo, if you happen to have your own logo, you're definitely more than welcome to add that inside. All right, this won't be where you want to add inside the Market Center logo, but your actual team branding instead. All right, now further down, we do have information on here for the details. Now, once again, anything with a red asterisk is required. All right, so that way you can put inside your name, your last name. If you want to, you can put inside your agent license number. All right, so if that is required by your board to actually display on the website, all right, then you'll definitely want to add that inside on here. All right, if you want to, you can add inside your team name over here too, if you happen to have a team that you're a part of. All right, or maybe you just created your own team, you have your own branding, you can add that in immediately. All right, you can even add inside your designation and credentials on here too. All right, so any type of real estate designation you may have, all right, feel free to add that in. All right, I typically suggest if you happen to have multiple designations, all right, maybe you have like GRI, you want to put inside Realtor, ePro or anything of that sort, all right, usually putting a comma and a space between it just because it will display in a straight line to make it, a little bit easier to read at the end of the day. All right, now in addition to that, you can also add inside your bio on here too. All right, so in this case, you can put inside, whatever bio you might be utilizing. All right, if you already have your bio saved on a previous website, or maybe you have it saved on your KW profile, all right, you can literally copy and paste and add that over here immediately. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up on that. You're definitely more than welcome to add that inside. All right, now the bio is not something that's required, but I'd highly suggest adding that in because there is going to be an About Us page on your IDX site. All right, so we definitely want to, put inside some information on there that'll actually populate properly. All right, now below that, we can also put inside our cell phone or mobile phone and our office phone number. All right, so I'll change that out actually, so that way we can see the difference on here. Put inside a separate one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, now obviously you can put inside dashes and dots on here. Sometimes when we get to the Kelly guide, that might mess up everything a little bit. All right, but we're going to take a look at that a little bit later on too. All right, so I'm going to put some dashes inside here. I'm going to copy this as well. All right, once again, you can add inside your fax. You can add inside your email address. All right, so whatever your primary email is going to be. Now, your email will actually display on the site. All right, so previously on the Placer site, it had an email me link that would go to a mail to function. So whatever web browser your clients were utilizing or any leads were utilizing, it would pop up the main email provider that they had on there to then email your email address. All right, well, in this case, it's still going to have the link on it, but it's actually going to show your email. All right, so this is actually going to display on your site. All right, so make sure you put inside your business email address. All right, and then this is obviously just for marketing purposes, but you can put inside your website address too. All right. I think it's set up a little bit funky on there because it says please include an @ sign for the email address for the website. All right, well, websites aren't going to have the @ on there, so that's probably just a little funky glitch. All right, so put inside your website address on here. All right, and then further down, you can add inside your Market Center information. All right, so if you want to add inside the Market Center brokerage name, all right, if you want to put inside the Market Center brokerage office number on here, all right, so maybe I'll change that out to be this one. All right, you can put inside, obviously, the Market Center street address, city, state, and zip, or city, province, and postal code on here, even the Market Center brokerage license number if that's required once again. All right, and then this is where you can actually put inside the brokerage logo. All right, so once again, it's asking for it to be about 360 by 360. It needs to be about 1 megabyte. All right, 1 megabyte or less. All right, but it does need to be a square again, so I just want to give you a heads up on that. It will need to be a square. All right, now once again, all this information can change at any time, so I just want to give you a heads up on that. Nothing is set in stone by any means. All right, and if you are part of multiple market centers, obviously put inside the the primary one that you want to work with on here. I've yet to see any type of issue where this will actually happen, but I've seen some agents actually put up here, for instance, for the Market Center brokerage street address, like the first street address, and then under here for city, state, postal code, they'll put inside like the second street address. All right, in most cases, you'll probably just be inside one market center, a business center, or mega agent office, so you can put inside that address on here. All right, and then you can put inside your legal footer. All right, if you don't happen to have one, you can just put inside each office as individually owned and operated. All right, some boards obviously require a little bit more than that. All right, and if you're on a particular board or in a particular state where it requires, maybe some documents you have to add in or anything that needs to display on each page, all right, we're actually going to show you in a second where you can add those in too. All right, this is just going to be text only that'll display. All right, so I'm just going to leave it as that right now. All right, and then finally on here, you can also add inside your social media links. Now, these are going to be your actual profiles, so we'll want the entire URL, including that https://. All right, so it'll want the entire URL, including that https://. So for Facebook on here, I have facebook.com/ScottLeroyMarketing. Twitter, I have twitter.com/ScottLMarketing, so on and so forth on here. Now, you're not obligated to put all of them in by any means, all right, but in this case, if you are going to add them in, ensure that it has that https://. All right, so that might take a little bit of time to find all that information if you are going to your profiles to look for those exact links. All right, and then later on, if you decide to do any type of Facebook advertisement, not just posting on your Facebook page, but actual ads in Facebook where you're paying for, PPC or anything of that sort. All right, you can actually set up a pixel on there too to kind of track everything. All right, so as you can see, so you can better target your ad campaigns. All right, and same with Google Analytics. Much like you had over on the eEdge site or on the Playster site, you can actually set up and link Google Analytics to your site back here, so that way you can track visitors that are coming over, see what devices they're utilizing, what pages they're going to, how long they're on the site, what pages they're leaving from, where they're located. All right, so this will give you a better idea as to how you should market at the end of the day. All right, now one thing to note, Google Analytics will not track your client, for instance, and say, oh, John Smith came on the site and they looked at all these different listings or anything of that sort. But this will let you know that someone came on the site and looked at these different pages. All right, so it'll help you out with your marketing efforts too. All right, and then the final thing down here, you're going to have your branded KW app link. Now, this is that app link that's found over on MyKW. All right, this is under the older e-agency backend under that 4.0 and 4.5 section. Right? And if you happen to have your app link, it's always going to end in app.kw.com, and if you only have the code, for instance, like maybe you just tell people to text that code, all right, it always ends in KW and then has your code at the end of it. All right, but if you just have the code, all right, go ahead and put inside https://app.kw.com/ and then paste in that code. All right, but with that being said on here, if you copy and paste your app URL from the back end of your e-agency site on MyKW, all right, just to give you a heads up, it'll copy it and paste it without the S. So it's going to copy it with the HTTP. All right, so just ensure you paste inside that S for everything to save properly. All right, now once you've actually updated all this on here, I know we just kind of brushed through it and everything of that sort. You might already have this up and running. I just wanted to double check and show you where you can kind of tweak everything a little bit further before getting into the site section. All right, but you can always click that save option over here to save everything immediately. Now it's going to pop up and say that everything has been saved successful. And the biggest thing we're going to see on here, well, hopefully it pops up and says save successful for you. All right, but on here it says your marketing profile was successfully saved. All right, and the last thing, this is what I was talking about before. All right, remember, you can edit it inside the settings anytime you want to. Nothing is set in stone, so if you want to change anything, you're definitely more than welcome to. All right, you can completely customize this anytime you'd like. All right, but once you save that, now feel free to make sure that this is green on here. All right, because with this information, that'll help to actually populate onto your site right away. All right, so that way it'll push out to your new .kw.com site, and this is going to be the main information that'll display on there for you. All right, so obviously in the 101 class, we definitely want to go through and show you how to get the sites up and running, how to make sure they're active. All right, and this is one of the biggest things that you can do right now to ensure that your information is going to display on there. Now, if you go over to your IDX site and it's still just showing kind of like a generic page, it doesn't have any of your branding on it, doesn't have your logos at the top left, all right, try toggling this button over here off and on, all right, as that'll typically update this to fix that issue for you. All right, but now that we've gone through the marketing profile, we've taken a look at what we have set up, now we're accessing it. All right, now let's go ahead and click on that Sites option on the left-hand side over here. All right, so it's going to be this little icon that kind of looks like a website, and then it also has, it kind of looks like a coin on there. I don't know if it's supposed to be a coin. Maybe it's a person. I'm not sure what that icon is. It looks like a coin because it has the same coin as the up here as well. I don't know. All right, so we're going to click on the sites icon down here, though. All right, now in some cases, just to give you a heads up, all right, yours might actually say landing pages. I have seen that pop up sometimes. If you're on a different page, it might say landing pages on here. But this is going to be the new sites location that will also have your landing pages as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that real quick so we can access it right away. All right, so setting up the marketing profile is step one to ensure that your site is prepped and ready to go. Now, once we click on the sites option, all right, so we clicked on the very bottom, at least on my screen, of that site option on here. All right, now we're under the sites, and this is where you can access your landing pages if you want to make any, like, just general one-page landing pages that you can send out to people, whether it's for a listing, for an event, whatever it might be. All right, you're going to have the agent site pages that we're going to click on in a second to access all the different pages that you'll have access to. All right, or even your neighborhood pages that are linked up with, obviously, your different contacts that you set up neighborhood landing pages for. All right, now when you're under the sites section, there are a couple things to take a look at just for the IDX sites. All right, number one, the agent site pages section is where you can access all the pages you've created for that site. All right, so in the very beginning, you'll typically have 3 pages that you would have created. All right, there's going to be an about page, there's going to be a company page, and a contact page. We're going to go through all 3 of those real quick. All right, so this is where you can actually go through and edit them even further. All right, you can always click on Agent Site Settings up here at the top right too. All right, and this will actually allow you to go through and view the backend settings for the agent sites. All right, so if you want to go through, if you want to change the subdomain, you're definitely more than welcome to. All right, if you want to update the order of all the different, menu options, you can do that too. You can update the SEO information on there as well. All right, and then on the far right-hand side, you also have the option to create a new site. Now this, even though it says create a new site, it's not actually creating a second site for you. All right, so every agent, even if you're in multiple market centers, all right, you're just going to have one IDX site. All right, so you're going to have one site that'll end in .kw.com. All right, but if you click on create a new site on here, that'll actually allow you to go through and create a new page for the site or a new landing page. All right, because once I click on create a new site, for instance, then I can create a new page on my agent site, which is what you'd want to do if you want to create another page on there. All right, or as a standalone page, which will be just a landing page, all right, that you can then set up for, like we were talking about before, maybe an event, maybe a single property page, right? Sky's kind of the limit on this. All right, but once we have our marketing profile set up, the next big thing we want to do, because we need to ensure that this is set up properly, is let's click the bottom on here where it says Learn More with Kelly Guides. If you have not done the Kelly Guide quite yet, all right, then this will actually walk you through getting that site active. You have to do the Kelly Guide once. All right, you only have to do it once. You don't have to do it after that. All right, but in this case, we're going to go through the Kelly Guide because this is where you can access some of the additional information and some of the additional kind of, header images, all right, in case you want to change those out. All right, so let's click on Learn More with Kelly Guides just so we can actually walk through and make sure the site is active and we've done it at least once. All right, here we go. So I'm going to click on this real quick. All right, now when we click on that, it'll then say, before you begin, what provider would you like to use for the sites? All right, 99 times out of 100, you're going to click on this first one. All right, I want to use the new agent sites. All right, so take me to the Kelly Guide for the agent sites. If you decided to stay with Playster on here, all right, then obviously you can utilize the Agent Core package with Playster. All right, or very soon you can actually go to the KW Marketplace and see other options for agent sites too, or other different, website options, whether it's through Market Leader, through Brivity, whatever it might be. All right, but let's click that first option up here if I want to use the new KW agent sites, and click on that Submit button. Now, even if you've stuck around with Playster, even if you decide to get another, site from Brivity or from Market Leader or whoever it might be in the marketplace, all right, I would highly suggest setting up this agent site because then you'll just have another site that you can utilize as a landing page. All right, so I always tell people, the more the merrier. It's kind of like I've never been fishing in my life, but I always use this. You've got to cast a wide net to get as many fish as possible. So if you have additional websites on there, even if it's just a landing page of a website, all right, that's good to have. All right, so if I click on that submit option, then it's going to take us right through the Kelly Guides agent site on here. Create and manage your agent site. All right, so all we'll need to do is scroll down on this first page and click on that blue button to get started. All right, so we're going to click on that Get Started blue button real quick. All right. Now, as of today, as of November 6th, obviously this is the main way that you'll want to go through and update some of the different items, like your hero images, for instance. All right, but in this case, maybe in the near future, that'll just automatically be under the Pages section once this is officially rolled out. All right, obviously we're only 2 weeks into the website, so things are constantly changing on KW Command. All right, so this could be completely different, even a month from now. All right, but once I click on the Get Started option on here, all right, then it's going to pop up with that compliance reminder. All right, so once again, all agent sites must meet the following requirements. All right, you've got to include the DBA logo. All right, you need to include an ownership statement. All right, and then even compliance with the local board. All right, and if you need to, you can also click on this link on here to access all the different logos for market centers, all right, or even for business centers. All right, so if your office has a logo set up with KWRI, all right, and through the KW Red label, it'll display on here. So if we click on that, you'll notice it's taking you over right down here. When I hover over it, it's taking you to kwconnect.com for the marketing section. And this is where you can actually search for all the different office logos that are available. All right, and then you can search by your market center number or even by your name. All right, but I'm going to click Acknowledge and Continue on here just so we can kind of move right along. Here we go. Awesome. Now the first thing that's going to pop up, this is what our home page is going to look like. All right, so this is our current home page on here. The first thing that's going to pop up is our subdomain. Now if you want to utilize the same one that you had with Playster, if you had a Playster site, all right, feel free to add that inside. Now if you're utilizing Playster still, obviously you won't be able to add that in on here, all right, but you can choose a different one. All right, so here's the only qualifications for it: 30 maximum characters in length, no spaces, no special characters. All right, and then of course on here, if you change your subdomain, the previous one will be released. You can only have one subdomain. You can change that domain at any time. All right, so you can always change the subdomain of .kw.com anytime you want to. So if I want to change this from Scott Leroy Marketing to Scott Leroy, I can do that. All right, but then someone else could get scottleroymarketing.kw.com. All right, so choose wisely. All right, but of course, what I'm trying to say on here is if you put inside even your name, for instance. All right, so if you put inside your name on there, and then later on you decide to have a team name, all right, then you can actually update that on here too. All right, so once you type inside what you'd like as your subdomain, just click the Confirm Domain option, and if it says Congrats, you've claimed your subdomain, you are all good to go. Now, if it is popping up that there is an error message on there, all right, that might mean that someone else already has that subdomain. All right, so just choose a different one on there, and you should be able to utilize that immediately. All right, so that's the easy part on here. That's just getting that domain name for you. All right, but then we have our marketing profile information. So this is the same information that we had previously over inside our marketing profile in the back-end settings of Command. All right, so this is where we can actually see all that info that's auto-populated for us. So the reason I suggested going through the settings section first and then coming over here is because not only will that auto-populate on here, but then it's going to auto-populate on all of your marketing pieces if you create a landing page, if you create a smart plan, all right, whatever it might be. All right, so that's going to help to push everything out a little bit quicker instead of just setting it up over here. All right, so then you can just cross-check the info. Is that the correct first name and last name on here? Obviously, the brokerage is already locked inside that we put in there. All right, here's the address again. All right, there's our team name. All right, we have a professional job title. Now, one thing to note as well, for the team name or business name on here, it's not actually going to, it's not an item that you have to have on there. It doesn't have a red asterisk. But at the top right, as of today, whenever you launch your site, it'll actually say your agent if you leave that blank. All right, so if you want to put inside just your name on it instead for the menu, all right, you can definitely add that inside on here if you want to have your name on it. Now, once again, you're not obligated to by any means, all right, but a lot of people are, always ask like, hey, how can I get my name at the top right? All right, so you could put your name on here to help out. All right, but you can put inside your professional job title, once again, those designations, your email address that you want linked on there. Alright, and then we're going to try something. Alright, this is where it says your office number excluding spaces or special characters. Alright, so it should work with the dashes on here. Alright, we need to have inside our mobile phone, so I can actually get rid of the office number if I wanted to. Alright, then we'll have our bio on here. Once again, you can copy and paste to put that in. Alright, and you can always drag this out as well if you want to see a little bit further down what it looks like. Alright, we'll have our agent license number on here too. Alright, the compliance footer, if you need to add that inside. Brokerage license number, brokerage phone number. Alright, and then down here, this is what I was talking about before. So say you're part of, for instance, New York, and you need to add inside something special on here. Or you're with, the biggest one that comes to my mind is Texas. Alright, and you need to add inside like the IABS forms or the Consumer Protection Notice. Alright, then you can actually put inside the title. Alright, so I could put inside, IABS or information about brokerage services, and then I could put inside the link to where that's hosted, whether that's hosted over on Google Drive, over on, Market Leader, on IMGUR, whatever it might be. Is it Imgur? I don't know how to pronounce it. Right, but you can also add inside additional links on here too by clicking the Add More Link option, or you can delete these as well. Alright, so once again, use these fields to add any compliance or legal links to be displayed at the bottom of your site. Alright, so it'll automatically display at the bottom of your site on there. Alright, then for the imagery on here, this is where you can add inside your profile picture. Alright, so once again, this will go inside a circle. Alright, so make sure that it's a, kind of a square-ish item. Now, if yours, when you try to save this, if it comes up with a red message at the top saying that the image for either the logo or for the profile picture might not be set up properly, alright, you can literally just right-click on that image, save it, alright, and then you can upload this again. Alright, and then that'll override that immediately for you. Alright, because the profile picture on here is typically going to be, obviously a circle. Alright, so we want to make sure it's a square. It always sounds so weird saying that, but you want to make sure your headshot is a square to fit inside a circle, just because it'll crop out the sides and the corners and whatnot. Alright, you can add inside your brokerage logo if you happen to have that, and then even your team header logo on here too. Alright, so you're definitely more than welcome to add that inside on here. Alright, and then same thing for social media. Once again, these are not required, but if you want to add them in, you're definitely more than welcome to. Alright, so you can put inside the https:// and then whatever it might be for the URL on there. Now, if you already had it inside the marketing profile, you are golden. Alright, so you're all good to go. Alright, but this is where that app link is going to pop up too. Alright, so if you do paste that inside and it comes over without the S, just put inside an S on there to update that immediately. Alright, but once I click Save and Continue, that'll update right away for me. Alright, so that's going to save all that info for me to utilize. Alright, now once again, you can come back over here and update this at any time. So the reason I said let's go through the Kelly Guide is this is the main way where you can actually go through and tweak this a little bit further, or of course you can tweak it inside the marketing profile. Alright, but some of these items on here, is like if I click Save and Continue, alright, congratulations, it's been saved, we're good to go. Alright, some of these items on here are only available under the Kelly Guide right now. Alright, that may change, obviously, in the near future, so you can access it even quicker. Alright, but that's why we're going through the Kelly Guide right away. Alright, then we can actually go through and choose the style and the theme on here. Alright, so for the style, there's only two themes that you can utilize, either a red theme or a dark theme. Alright, so the red theme on here, they're all going to display the KW logo, links, buttons, and labels on there. But it's basically just the color difference. Alright, so do you want it as the KW red, or do you want it as kind of like a darker gray? Alright, it's a very dark gray. It kind of looks like this up here. Alright, so you can choose whichever one you want to, alright? I think 9 times out of 10 people usually choose the KW red, though, just to have that branding on there. Alright, and then you can even update the homepage text. Now on here, for instance, I have Start Your Home Search here. Alright, and then right below that, obviously, it has where they can actually search for a home. Alright, you can actually change it to whatever you want to. Alright, even if you want to put inside, your team name again. Alright, jeez. Alright, there we go. Alright, you're definitely more than welcome to. Alright, I'm probably going to put Find Your Next Dream Home. There we go. Alright, so you can update this, and this will just be basically the verbiage that goes right above the search option on here. All right, and then the other big item are the hero images. So the hero images at the end of the day are really just kind of like sliders. All right, so if you recall over on Playster, you had 5 different images that would just be kind of, sliding in and out. They call it the slideshow. All right, that's going to be basically what the hero image is too. It's going to be like your new slideshow. Now in this case, it says these images will display randomly in the background as clients visit your page. All right, images supported are obviously JPEG or PNG. All right, and then it says the recommended size is about 1200 by 1200. Now that's actually technically a square. All right, this is more rectangular on here, so play around with your images to see what fits the best on your computer. Obviously, it'll change based on the monitor size. All right, but these are the main ones that are currently set up right now. All right, so you can go through and delete them if you want to upload a new one on here. All right, but you can actually see all the different images that are available for you. And if you don't want to have, a multiple, like a slider going out or anything of that sort, all right, feel free to delete it and just have one image on there where it's a stagnant background image. That's always an option too. All right, now once again, you can change this at any time. All right, you can always go back through the Kelly guide on here. Oh no, did it? Oh, okay, I was about to say. Sometimes it stops scrolling, and I don't like that. It makes me think that my Chrome on here is messing up. All right, but you can always click this upload button on here to upload any image you want to. You can drag and drop it in, or you can click on this and upload. All right, so I'm going to leave these 5 as is just to have something standard real quick. All right, I'm going to click on Save and Continue down here. And of course, if you keep scrolling down, you can actually get an idea as to what this looks like. All right, so I've successfully selected my theme and my hero stuff. All right, so in this case, if you recall in the very beginning, I said whenever you start this Kelly guide, it's going to create 3 different pages. All right, so you're going to have a contact page, which is a standard page. You'll have About Us, and then you'll also have a company page. All right, so this one is our value proposition on here. Basically, it's the the company page on it. Now, if you click on navigation, you can actually drag these around as to how you want it to display. All right, so at the end of the day, if I want to put the company profile below About Me, I can just hold down my left mouse button to drag that down here. All right, so I can update anything. This is how it's going to display on here. Now, at the top up here, right where it says Royals Reactors, I wonder if it's supposed to say Realtors, I don't know. All right, once you actually click on that, this is where this menu would pop up. All right, so unlike the previous menus where you'll see it going left to right, all right, this is going to be a drop down at the top right. All right, now for SEO, or search engine optimization on here, this is where you can actually add inside the info on that particular page. All right, now each page on here is going to have a page title that is required. All right, so as you can see, the name for this page as it appears in navigations. Now what they mean by that is this is how it's going to display over in search engines. All right, so if I actually go over to google.com real quick. All right, I'm going to search for something generic. I'm going to search for Orlando real estate. All right, so what I always suggest whenever you're kind of stumped, and maybe you have a little bit of writer's block trying to figure out what to put in for your SEO title, the description, the slug, anything like that, search for the keyword that you want to rank for and see what other people are doing. All right, that's always a great way to check it out. All right, so always skip past the ads because this is going to have different qualifications. All right, but the first one that pops up on here just for a general keyword is Zillow. All right, so this is their meta title. All right, so their meta title is Orlando Real Estate - Orlando, Florida Homes for Sale, Zillow. All right, so the meta title will typically be about 50 characters, 50 to 60 characters. All right, and what I typically suggest, going back to the Kelly guide on here, all right, is for the page title, I would highly suggest making it either the exact same name as the page title that you're utilizing, all right, or to have that keyword that you're trying to rank for on here. All right, so this one just shows value proposition. That's perfect because this is what our page title is labeled as. All right, because the URL slug on here for the subdirectory, all right, this is going to be what comes after our subdomain. All right, so the subdomain on here is scottleroymarketing.kw.com, and then to get to this page, it'll be /value-proposition. Now, having that dash between each word will help out tremendously for your SEO. All right, so in this case, I'm going to try and get that page title to have the same stuff that I have over here inside the subdirectory. All right, because I can even change this to Scott Leroy Marketing Value Proposition if I wanted to. All right, or in this case, it would probably be Keller Williams Realty. All right, whatever you want to display on here at the end of the day. All right, I'll leave it as value proposition though. We've got the slug URL on here, so that's perfect. All right, and then we have the SEO description. Now, what a lot of people will typically do for the SEO description is they'll put inside the keywords they want to rank for. Don't do that. They'll usually just list out a bunch of keywords. All right, because this SEO description, if we see from the little I option, all right, search engines show the SEO description in search results. Optimizing the description is a very important aspect as search engines will match keywords used in a consumer search with this description. All right, so this will help out. So having that keyword that you're looking to rank for on here, all right, inside that description, usually about a sentence of about 150 to 160 characters. All right, it's about half a tweet. All right, that's what we'll want to have inside here because we go back to Google. Here's that meta title. All right, here's the slug URL that's going to take us to. All right, and then here is the meta description. All right, so they have view 5,354 homes for sale in Orlando, Florida at a median listing price of, blank. All right, see pricing and listing details of Orlando real estate for sale. All right, so if you notice, it also highlighted from the keywords, all right, and bolded that right inside their description for us. All right, so over here, if I put this inside, so I've got learn why Scott Leroy Marketing is your best choice for your real estate transaction, whether buying or selling. All right, so that doesn't have value proposition on here. All right, but I could add that inside somewhere. Let me think about that real quick. I'm going to put view the value proposition instead. Did I spell that right? Yes. Scott Leroy Marketing. And see. Yes, there will be a replay of this. They are your best choice for your real estate transaction. I'm going to take this out. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll put this over here in case you got to skip out or anything. I know an hour-long class can be a little lengthy and everything of that sort. This will be online later tonight. There you go. All right, so I added inside that, and we're all good to go on here. So now we can actually go to the content. All right, we spent all that time on the SEO description. Now we can actually work on the content on here. All right, so the page header that we're going to see on here is going to be at the very top. All right, so this is going to go above that image. This says, why hire us? That's perfect. All right, if you want to upload a new header image, as you can see, 2,000 by 500 was what they recommend. So if you want to add inside one, you're definitely more than welcome to. All right, then you can add inside an intro paragraph. All right, this is where you can actually add inside information about, Keller Williams, about your team, about your company. All right, however you're going to spin this page. All right, now this one's going to be 250 characters. That's why I said this is why you should hire us in 250 characters or less. All right, then we have another one on here. It talks about our experience. All right, so we have 40 plus years of real estate experience, and I have 150 characters to tell you so. All right, so on here you're actually going to have, or sorry, not 150, 500 characters. All right, so over here you're going to have 500 different characters that you can utilize for your description. All right, so even if you happen to have like a little about page on your site, or wherever it might be about your team, you can actually crop that out and paste some stuff inside here. All right, or you can just create whatever you'd like to. Then you can also add inside an image. The image one is going to display on the right-hand side. All right, it says about 360 by 360. This will show a square. All right, header 2 on here. We have our tools. All right, we work with the largest pool of real estate agents in the company to make sure your listing gets maximum exposure, going on for 500 characters. All right, so that way you can actually put inside the info that you want to display up to 500 characters on here. All right, then once again, you'll have another image option, and at the very bottom, you'll have the footer title. All right, I just put inside something simple because right below that is going to be our contact info. So I just put inside need help. All right, and then feel free to call or email at any time. All right, now obviously for the CTA on here for the footer title, I can put inside looking to buy or sell. All right, I could add something like that. Email. Oh, geez, what adjective do I want to use? Distinguish, why not? Team at any time. I feel like distinguish was a horrible choice, but I went with it anyway. I could change that. I'm not going to say amazing. All right, then right below that we're going to have, here's our name, obviously. Here's our team name. So once again, adding inside your name as the team name, that can make it a little funky, because then it would have it on there twice. All right, here's our logo. Here's the brokerage logo. Contact info down here. how they can access us, all right, over on Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn on here. Each office is individually owned and operated. All right, and then we have obviously the Keller Williams one on here too. All right, so technically you don't really need this because it automatically has it down here. All right, but regardless, you can put inside whatever you want. I just want to show you where that'll go. All right, so if I click on continue, now we're going to see the about page. So once again, you can update that navigation again. Here's the search engine optimization. We're going to have the page title. We're going to have the slug URL. All right, we're going to have the SEO description on here. All right, and then we're going to have our content. All right, so this image will automatically pull from our marketing profile that we saw in the very beginning of that Kelly guide. All right, and then we're going to have our page title. So here's About Scott over here. Yeah, so if you want to, so a question came in, how can we resize the brokerage logo? The one I have is too big to display. So if you want to, feel free to send that over to us and we can help to actually resize that for you. If not, there are a couple different places that you can actually resize it online. Pick Resize is a great free one that you can utilize. Put that over here. All right, or to tell you the truth, whenever someone sends something over to us, instead of opening up Photoshop, because sometimes it takes a while to open up on my computer, I literally just open up the image in Paint, and then it lets me actually resize it right away. Paint is not just used for doodling anymore. Yeah, you're welcome. All right, so you can put inside your title on here too. You can put inside the bio title. Obviously, you can copy and paste your bio in here. All right, then once again, here's some information on how they can reach out to you. All right, so I can put on here, contact Scott today. All right, and then I'll have my phone and my email on here. All right, once again, here's that footer. All right, so I'm going to click continue just so we can keep going on. I want to make sure we get through all this. All right, then the final one is going to be that contact us page. So we have the company page, the about page, now contact. Now the cool part about this is you can actually delete any of these pages. So if you don't want to display like a company page, for instance, you just want to have the about us and the contact one, all right, you're definitely more than welcome to. All right. So under page title on here, this is the contact us option. All right, subdirectory / contact, SEO description. All right, for the content on here, then we have the page header, intro paragraph. All right, the message hint. So this is actually going to display over inside the message as to what they might be adding in on there. All right, and then once again, your phone number and your email. All right, so I'm going to click save and continue just to push through that real quick. All right, and now we're done. All right, so those last 3 pages you can edit, and I'm going to show you where you can actually edit them a little bit quicker. But definitely those hero images, for instance. All right, that's something that you will need to go through the Kelly Guide each time to update. So hopefully very soon that'll be available on its own little page that you can update too. All right. So now we've got this all set up. So we can X out of this now. I'm going to click the X button at the top right up here. Obviously, then it'll give us some information if we're looking for some frequently asked questions, site settings, or where we can create more sites. All right, so we're actually going to go to site settings, but I'm going to show you how to get there from the main page because I don't think you're going to be going through the Kelly Guide each time. All right, so I'm going to click the X button on here. All right, so now we've done all the prep work. All right, we've done all the legwork at the end of the day. We set up our marketing profile. We went through the Kelly Guide at least once. Now, obviously, you can go through that as many times as you want to. All right, now we're prepped and ready to go. All right, so let's click on that Agent Site Pages section real quick. All right, just so we can actually view where those new pages are that we set up, the Contact Us, Company, and About Us page. All right, so I'm going to click on Agent Site Pages up here. All right, now we're actually going to be able to see what our site URL is. So this is that subdomain that we set up. All right, and now we can actually see the pages we currently have. Now, I also have an additional page that I added in over on the 27th. All right, but in this case, if you want to add another page, once again, you can click the Create a New Site option at the top right to add inside a brand new page. All right, so if you want to copy over some of your content from your prior site, all right, you're definitely more than welcome to. All right, as of today, as of November 6th, you will need to add inside a widget, though. All right, so if you click on this Create a New Site option, in order to actually save the page, you will need to add inside a widget first. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up. So there are a couple different widgets you can utilize. All right, but if you want to go through and edit any of these, you can always click the 3 dots on the right-hand side, and that'll allow you to edit or delete. All right, so if you want to get rid of that company page, for instance, like maybe you don't really have a team or anything of that sort, or you don't want to spotlight Keller Williams, whatever it might be, all right, or you just don't know what to put inside there for the time being, all right, you can always delete it too. All right, but if you click on Agent Site Settings at the top right up here, though, there you go. All right, this is where we can actually access the back end of our agent site information. All right, so as you can see, having an agent site will help you create relevant content for your clients and grow your business. All right, if you want to make changes to your digital social presence, go to your marketing profile. All right, and that'll take you directly over to that marketing profile immediately. All right, so on here, for instance, we are going to have our 3 different options. This is where we can change out our subdomain. So once again, if you decide later on, hey, I really want to change my branding before I actually order any business cards or set up my, email signature or all my different social media platforms and update it, all right, you can change this at any time. Now, if you are going to get a custom domain name and you want to actually point it over to this site, all right, obviously if you have, like in this case, if I had Scott Leroy Marketing pointing over to this site, all right, you'll just want to make sure you set up the forwarding option to forward to scottleroymarketing.kw.com, or in your case, whatever your subdomain might be. All right, and if you need help with that, feel free to reach out to us. We can actually help to move that over for you. All right, so we can actually set up that forwarding. Now, at this time, it won't actually display in the address bar. All right, it'll only forward over. It won't just display up there like it did previously on the Playster site or anything like that. All right, but at least, and this is the good part, you can utilize that URL for your branding, so you'll always control that URL. All right, so if you want to update this subdomain, you can at any time. You can also update your theme on here too, all right, from the red or the dark. I always want to say black, but it's not technically black. I guess it might be. I don't know. I should look into what color that is. All right, and then of course you have the pages option on the right-hand side too. All right, so this is where we can actually see all the different pages we have created. So I've got About Scott, I have my value proposition, Contact Us, and then I even have that custom page I created. Now, if you are going to make a brand new page, just to give you a heads up, I know this is a little beyond the 101 section, but if you create a new page, so you click Create a New Site at the top right, go through on My Agent Site, all right, it won't automatically link it up on here. All right, what you would need to do first is click on Add Page. All right, once you click on Add Page, then you can add inside the page title, the slug URL, the SEO description, and then you can actually select the page that you created on here. All right, because then I can see all the different pages I created, or I can create a new site page on here too. All right, so whenever you actually create a page on here, it won't make it active immediately. I just want to give you a heads up on there. All right, so you will need to then come back and add that in. All right, so I'm going to delete that real quick. All right, now once again, you can move these around. You can click the delete page if you want to get rid of any of them. All right, completely up to you. But once you click on Save Changes, all right, the data has all been saved. All right, so I'm going to go back over to my agent site now to actually get an idea as to what this looks like. So if I click on Agent Site Pages, if you may have forgotten what it was or anything, I could have clicked on Subdomain. All right, here it is up at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this, paste it inside my address bar. And voila. All right, we have our agent site page. All right, so here is our company logo, my team logo, my team name. Here's the home page. We've got About Scott, value proposition, Contact Us. I've got a custom page on here. Here are the links for our social media platforms. Here are the hero images, that info that I put in to go over, obviously, our search section on here. If I scroll down a little bit further, interested, let's talk. Here's a little contact form, our information on here, mobile, office phone number, my email address, and once again, they can click on this, and right down here on the left-hand side, all right, so once I hover over that, it'll take them to the Mail To function, so whatever web browser they're utilizing, whatever their Mail To function is, that'll allow them to send an email right away. All right, in most cases, it's usually Outlook, if that's just kind of, what you're utilizing on your web browser or anything of that sort, but you can always change it. I always change mine to Chrome. No, sorry, not Chrome, Gmail. All right, but then at the very bottom, we've got, once again, here's the logo, Keller Williams Realty Little Rock, license number, contact info, here's our information, how they can get in touch with us on all of our different social media platforms. All right, if there was anything that I wanted to add inside my legal footer, I could add that in right here. Obviously, that's already included down here, so we're golden. All right, and last revised today. All right, but now you can start to utilize this and send it out. So that way, if I actually want to search for stuff on here, I can actually use my current location, for instance. So I'll allow this real quick. All right, we're going to have this search map option over here on the left-hand side. Over on the right-hand side, we're going to see all the properties that are available around here. All right, then we can actually go through and utilize this immediately. All right, so it's pretty cool. You can actually start to send this out and take a look at everything. And this is how other clients can actually search on here too. So everything is located now by neighborhoods to make it a little bit easier. All right, obviously you can go through and you can search right up here, city, neighborhood, address, school district, zip codes. It gives you all kinds of options on here. All right, but if I wanted to, I could type inside Orlando. And then I'll go Orlando, Florida. I could do neighborhoods. I could do location. Oh, there's Orlando, Oklahoma. How about that? All right, but then it'll automatically pop up for me on here. It's a nice little home, and it's got an open house coming up. All right, so this will all populate from the KWLS 2.0 on here. All right, the KWLS 2.0 at the end of the day. All right, so this is actually going to pull in all the different listings from all the different boards for you, right, or as many boards as they have access to right now. All right, so it's not just going to be your MLS anymore, which is the cool part. All right, so even though I'm in Orlando, we want to check out what's going on in Los Angeles. All right, I can search for that on here too. All right, so it's pretty cool. This will actually pop up for me to check out. It looks like it's searching for homes. Probably a lot that are coming up. There we go. Awesome. All right, so it looks like some of the images haven't popped up quite yet, but hopefully soon. All right, but you can actually start to utilize this too. And then as you can see, you can set up saved searches. You can even draw on here as well. So you can draw a line around an area to search. All right, so if I want to, I can draw, well, I stopped it on there, but there you go. I drew it around Thousand Oaks on here too. All right, so you can actually take a look at this. Wow, that is gorgeous. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up how you can start to utilize it and how your clients can actually start to utilize this immediately. All right, and then of course they can click on any of these. They can actually go through, view the property even further, but then this is obviously what the property page would look like. Here's all the information on it. Here's where they can save it. All right, they can view, once again, everything they want to on it. They can view the mortgage payment, public information on it too. All right, down here even further, they have Keller Mortgage on here, Keller Covered that they can utilize. All right, nearby homes. Here's our contact info again. All right, now one thing a lot of people kept asking about this, they said, oh, there's not a share option on here for like, Facebook or anything like that. I'm sure that'll be added very soon on here. But if you want to share your listing, for instance, all right, just copy this URL and then go over to obviously, Facebook. You can go over to Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever it might be to paste that in and then talk about this too. All right, but it's pretty cool. We can actually see that. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up how you can start to utilize that site and where everything is now located on here too. All right, so we just hit the hour mark on here, so that is going to do it for our IDX Site 101 class for November 6th.